And here they come out for their first race of 4. Another thing that I really like about the Aussies, Alex, is that they have 4 races in a weekend, so they lose a practice session to have 1 extra race. I think that's a pretty good way of making sure that you get plenty of track time. More racing, less practice, I say.
Yeah, I'm sure at the time these guys were bleeding that they need more practice, but at the end of the day, everyone gets used to the track pretty quickly. And yeah, it's good to see them out 4 times on the weekend. But Ben Walsh did an awesome job, nearly half a second quicker than James Duckworth in 2nd place. Kyle Clues and Grant Ludby on the 2nd row, and Kel Tressiter. Brendan Pingle, the sideways man, in 6th place on row 3.
Yeah, Miles Bond had that spin but was still inside the top 10. The dude, he reckons he's wanting for power out there at the moment. Hopefully he can use the slipstream to his advantage to climb up from 13th position. A couple of ex-karting guys like Sultana and Best in there as well. We saw Scott O'Keefe spinning off in that one, but Sam Milton, a race winner in this category, a bit further back. Mark Griffith on the return from some serious, well not serious, but minor burns that he picked up at Phillip Island and a fire in the Aussie racing cars. So a few lady races out there, Charlotte Pointing. We've got Madison out there as well, so really cool to see a few ladies having at it. Brendan Pingle, reigning champ. Onboards have been exciting with him this year.
So we won't be expecting Brendan to hang back in this race. We've seen him, he doesn't mind having a good go. And that's a scary looking helmet. I don't know if he's angry or happy, but he's showing his teeth. He's ready to attack Adam Ubergang.
Well, he walks around with a smile that big, so...
And the sunny's on in there as well. So he's ready to...
got the radio on,
ready to go.
You need the fans here this weekend. It's pretty warm out there, but it's Darwin. It's what you expect. Townsville's not going to be any different. We love coming to far north Australia when winter sets in. Places like Melbourne and Sydney get cold. We come up here. Good spot to watch that one. Shenanigans Hill, under the shade. Such a great venue to watch racing. Really good viewing point from around there too. And great news that this event is going to have a really strong future. That combination between the NT government and Virgin Australia Supercars looking healthy for the future.
It's such a great event. Everyone likes coming here. It's also a great track, so everyone likes driving on the track. It's not just the on-track stuff, but everyone, all the competitors and teams love coming up here and enjoying the great little town it is, enjoying the weather and some great racing. Gee, it's a good track. It puts on such good racing. There's lots of passing opportunities. New surface now. The cars are going around 2 or 3 seconds quicker. So great to see the upgrades they've done to the circuit as well.
So Ben Walsh, that pole with a fairly handy margin. If he can just break the slipstream, here he comes now, our pole sitter. If he can just break the slipstream of the guys chasing him, he should be able to get the job done, but needs to win the start and do a bit of a Sebastian Vettel first lap. Really open up a 1-second lead where they can't take any advantage of being snuck up under his rear wing.
We don't see anyone breaking the slipstream on these things too often because you get a slipstream from so far back. The slipstreaming effect on these little Aussie racing cars is enormous.
And if you're the guy in 2nd position, it might pay to just work with the leader to try and get away from the rest of the pack. Watch for the tactics and gamesmanship. There's a few guys swapping spots on the grid. A few guys a little bit confused. I suppose when you've got 37 of them, we're
not going to have a repeat of the Aussie racing cars at Queensland Raceway a few years ago, are we? When there was...
yeah, the series owner just drove up the middle and parked at the front. That's what you can do when you're the boss. Ruth Bowler at the back, the only one of the older style cars that's left as we get ready for the green flag. Lexus medical car will chase them down to the first corner. It's a long run. Down to that first tight left-hander. Aussie racing cars are ready in the top end. Very even start in the front row.
Ben Walsh doing just enough to get the jump, although James Duckworth will be going right with him side by side into turn 1. I'll be surprised if Walsh doesn't lead into turn 1, but and down the inside, Kyle Clues is having a look.
Where did he come from? Because he was so far back, but he picks up 2nd.
Giving Walsh a little bit of a nudge on the way in, but Walsh has got his head down already, got a couple of car lengths.
Just what he needed to do. I think that's Trent Young running out a little bit wide, loses a spot to Craig Woods. Fast part of the racetrack. We've seen good safety improvements through there as well because we have had some big bingles there in the past. Jockeying for position. Young lost the backhand there. Did he catch it in time? He has, but he's lost a spot to another one of those. Oh, we've got 3 wide now to turn 6. Young on the attack this time.
Duckworth back down the inside of Young. Do I have the names right then? Yeah, we had to change of position from 2nd and 3rd.
So Ubergang here.
Ubergang just losing 1 spot on the inside.
Craig Woods up the inside of him in that Western Sydney motorsport car. So that was crazy, those swapping spots corner for corner there. It's settled down through this part of the track. And watch the slipstreaming take effect here. Duckworth needs to stay with the leader. How much can he pull him back in a straight line?
Now he's got a big gap, Ben Walsh on the first lap. It must be close to a second. Let's see if Duckworth can get a toe from back there. But great job, great first lap from Ben Walsh. Brendan Pingle made up one spot. He's up to 5th on the first lap. You can see that slipstream happening at the end of the straight here. Is he going to have a look from way back there?
Clues up the inside of Duckworth. And Young, just muscles his way through.
Big move, and very good move there.
Gets it done. That straight line power was nice, and Walsh did lose maybe half a second down that front straight because of the slipstream for the guys behind him. Duckworth is clever, didn't put up too much of an argument losing second because he knows if he fights for second, it's only going to help the leader. There's the dude in the green, red and black MT shipping car at turn 6. Trying to pick up some spots. He started 13th. He's only found the one spot as Bond and Ubergang go side by side.
Yes, Paul Morris driving in Scott Taylor's sort of familiar colours that he races on. He wears on all these racing cars. Racing in Carrera Cup this weekend. We see him in Australian GT as well. Morris out there in the Scott Taylor Motorsport Mustang. Back in the pack.
Ooh, Ubergang ran wide there. Opens up the door. Through goes Bond. Through goes Tucker. And here comes the dude.
Morris making up another spot. Let's see if who are we on board?
Yeah,
Ubergang can get a bit of a slipstream from the side
Did
there.
you see the thumbs up from the dude then?
He's loving it.
He's loving it. Side by side, 200 clicks. He's giving the thumbs up.
What's going to happen down the end of the straight here?
Oh, this one's lost a door there. Oh, and Tressida is it who hits it. Somebody ran over it. Ubergang gets pushed wide. It wasn't Tressida. I think that might have been Harley Haber that hit that. It was sitting in the middle of the racetrack. The white and blue car, number 21, definitely hit some bodywork that was in the middle of the racetrack down towards turn 1. Hopefully that tyre is okay. Oh, good exit here for Duckworth. To the inside of Clues, the former champ.
Struggling to pull up into the hairpin, into turn 6, but good job. Good overtaking move by Duckworth there, up into second. Now he's going to see what he can do about Ben Walsh, who's extending his lead out in front with those guys battling. It's up to 1.6 seconds, so he has well and truly broken the toe.
Here it is. Just watch out the window here for the thumbs up from the dude. Here he comes in the 22. Oh, it's a bit further back, so under brakes down at turn 1 we are. Oh, that's not a thumbs up, that's a high five from the dude that time. Shiveris trying to sneak through as well.
Stuck out on the dirty stuff there, lost a couple of spots, which he'll be frustrated about. And
oh, that was close. The AU Falcon getting a little bit tied up.
That's Peter Griffiths having a bit of a moment there into turn 5, but no damage.
Oh.
And 3 wide for second, third and fourth, dodging the door.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous
Clues
stuff.
comes out in front there in the 17 Darrell Lee Sticks car.
Wow, how's the awareness from Kyle Clues to see that on the racetrack when you're 3 wide?
Good racing with those 3 guys there.
So hopefully that's not an issue. Trent Young here has picked up another spot to be 3rd.
Duckworth from 2nd, back to 4th now. And all the while, Ben Walsh is extending that lead. It's up to 2.2 seconds. So he's really... that was
tight.
close. He's really extending that lead. He's a good sort of 6 tenths, 7 tenths of a second a lap quicker at the moment as these 3 guys in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Also 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, they're all joining the action as well. As the harder they battle.
Oh, contact.
That's not the place where you want to stick your nose up the inside. Trent Young having a good go there, clipping the curb. He's close enough to get a toe either way on the straight this lap, so I'm sure we're going to see them go 18 wide down the straight again now.
Well, this is building. So Walsh got a country mile in terms of...
He's got up to 3 seconds
Yeah,
now, so
Aussie
8
racing
tenths of a
cars.
second on that lap. We don't see this very often, but now he's broken the toe.
Oh, it's building. It's like a 125cc or Moto 3 race at the moment. They fan out down towards turn 1, but it's not as crazy as we thought. Good to see that door's gone missing from down there as well. Whatever that panel was has been removed.
Someone's hit it.
Yeah.
This is a great battle. From 2nd nearly back to 10th now. They're so close. On board with Brendan Pingle. Let's see if he's smoothed out his driving technique a little bit since qualifying.
Cool.
We saw it visually. Look how much better his exit was then without so much opposite lock. Is he going to have a look into turn 6?
Duckworth on Clues. Oh, yes, he has a bit of a look in the Lockyer entry.
He's going to lose a spot up the inside to Ludby.
That was a good move from Ludby.
Very
Actually,
good.
Very opportunistic, wasn't it? He saw that Pingle was looking racy and trying to get around Tressida. He just drove around the outside of him.
Yeah, very good move. Grant Ludby there. Ludby, I should say, up to 6th place.
All the while, that lead is now 3.5 seconds for Ben Walsh.
I can't remember ever seeing someone drive away 1/2 or 6/10 of a second a lap in Aussie racing cars. So we saw him driving nice and smoothly in qualifying, not too much oversteer, really concentrating on nice smooth exits. While all the while the other guys had bags of opposite lock and smoke coming off the rear tyres, and it's really working for Ben Walsh in the race here. And 3 wide again, under brakes. Who's going to come out in front?
Duckworth picks up one on Young, and Clues will follow him through on the inside. Now, if Young can hang there, he'll have the inside at 5, but that's a fair way away yet. We've got 2 corners to go before we get there, and he should do it, actually. He does hang on. So he fights off Kyle Clues, who's got Tressida now under brakes. Great move.
Oh, this is messy. So Tressida came from nowhere. Clues was looking at Trent Young to go and have a look up the inside into turn 5 on him, and all of a sudden...
Now Ludby on Tressida, locks the rears. Tressida gives him room. Great racing. This is the battle for second, which is a good 7-8 cars all piling on top of each other. Tashoma's not the battle for the lead, but Walsh is just checked out of this one.
Do you think Ben Walsh cares about that?
He's loving it.
He's more than happy. 4 seconds now out in front, so he's driving away from these guys.
So we're looking at Woods.
Pringle and Woods here side by side, up through 2, 3 and 4.
Oh.
Gets the line. Pingle's not close enough to have a look there.
Good racing. So Woods was racing on that door, still there, whatever that piece of bodywork is, but thankfully they're all going around it. Clark locking the rears there. Whoops.
Pretty harmless. Luckily he got away with that one. He'll get back underway, and again, this battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th is not getting any tamer. Young now leads from Duckworth. Well, he doesn't lead. He leads this pack from Duckworth and Ludby.
Then it's Clues, former champ. Oh, Woods dropping the wheel off. That gap is getting bigger, the exit of that curve at turn 1. Carrera Cup guys were warned about that in their session.
I was wondering, I did get that warning. I was wondering what the hell he was talking about.
Right.
But yeah, definitely don't want to drive out there. We see the cars bouncing and, more importantly, losing traction, losing time when you do drive through that hole.
Ludby sticks his nose in. Duckworth gives him room, but Duckworth will have the right line at 7, won't he? Holds on.
There we go. So this battle is going to keep raging for the next 5.5 laps, I'm guessing.
Oh, that was a wild moment. Tressida trying to avoid the back of Clues, takes some curb. Woods right in behind him, fresh off the back of racing in the Utes at Winton. Their expansion out to a different category. And now we go on board with the champ, who's catching them. And you watch the way he picks through them. He's so good at this.
With a nice clean exit onto the pitch straight.
Woods goes level with Tressida.
Right behind Woods and Tressida. He's getting a double toe off both these guys now. He's going to pull out from behind Tressida.
This is where that bodywork is.
3 wide.
He needs to be careful. This is where that door was. Oh, he just misses it.
Will he pick up 2 spots? No, he gets past Woods, follows Tressida into turn 1. Big understeer with Brendan Pingle. Big understeer through turn 1 there. That's not what we're used to seeing with his car. Maybe they've made a few adjustments to tame down that wild oversteer. We saw it qualifying up the inside. Big move from Ludby. I thought he was going straight off the road there, so good job pulling that
launching
one
it down there.
Do they even have front brakes, these things? Every time you're on the onboard, you just hear the engine stop as soon as they start braking.
Oops, bit of a moment. Hanging on to it. That was chivalrous.
There's Paul Morris.
The Uber Gang.
Battling with Uber Gang here.
These two were fighting for race wins last year. They were at each other all weekend long, but they still found each other on the racetrack, but it's not for the lead. It's a bit further back. Let's take a replay here. Where's the dude here? Is he going to come flying up? There he is.
Out the inside, good move. Bit of tyre smoke there. At the brakes locked.
Uber Gang
getting up the inside into turn 5.
Oh, goodness.
That's big accident.
Bit of a terror. So Primer's one of them, facing the wrong way. It's turn 5.
The other car. Doesn't look good though.
There you go. So it's Madison Dunstan.
Knocked the wind out of her there a little bit.
So it's knocked the front clip off. And unfortunately, the rear wing, not where it needs to be. Giving the turn 5 service tremendous downforce, but needs to be connected to the back of the car. So how has that happened as the safety car rightfully is deployed?
Yeah, that's going to take a few laps, more than a few laps to clean up. I think with 4 laps remaining.
Oh dear, so he was already facing the wrong way. Dunstan's come in.
Primer had spun by himself.
Oh, goodness. Oh dear. That must be a horrible feeling as a race driver, just sitting there.
So Madison Dunstan just not being able to see Primer through the pack and had quite a heavy impact into the side of Primer's car.
Primer's out, so that's a good sign. Let's just listen to this, Alex.
I don't want to listen to it. They never sound as good as big accidents.
Oh.
So she'd seen him at the last minute, locked the brakes up, sort of skidded into Primer's car sideways.
So, young teenager, just 17 years of age. It's Madison. And has raced a lot of karting, Queensland state titles, that sort of stuff. Came third at the Queensland, North Queensland titles up in Townsville. Safety car is ready to pick this field up. She's a member of the Townsville Kart Club, so she'll be definitely looking forward to the Castrol Edge Townsville 400. Our next event on the calendar takes us again to a nice sunny state.
With 4 laps remaining, this is exactly what Ben Walsh didn't want. This is the nightmare. This is the thing you dread when you're out in front comfortably. Of course, you don't want a safety car to bunch it back up, but with only 3 laps remaining, I'd be surprised if we see this race get back underway. They've got quite a bit of work to clean those 2 cars up.
So we're hearing that isn't... Oh, no, Ruth Bowler pulled up as well down there. So word on the street is that isn't a door that's down there. It's a piece of underwork or the under tray of the car at the rear that's come loose from someone.
Not underwear.
Not under. Someone's left their underwear down there at turn 1.
So if we don't see a restart, Ben Walsh is deservedly out in front. Trent Young happened to be the one in second place when the safety car came out. It could have been anyone out of 5 different people.
Well, we've got a chance here while we're just clearing the way here, Alex, to just talk Carrera Cup. Qualifying was an interesting affair, particularly for yourself. All right.
Oh.
What happened here?
Young bloke. Cold
Don't finish that sentence.
You know, had a pretty good first lap and went in a bit hot there and lost the rear. That's as simple as it is. So
you're in good company. Fiore's been around there. Moffat's been around there. Aaron Russell parked in the fence yesterday.
Not particularly impressed with myself. Look, the positive thing is the car was really good.
Is it still okay though?
Yeah. It's all just cosmetic. Look, I went back out again, but it's bent the toe a little bit, so there was no point.
Did it hurt the tyres?
One
only got
tyre.
8,
I've got 1 damaged tyre, which isn't ideal. It's a front tyre.
What goes through your mind at that sideways moment where you're like, I'm going here?
Well, right up until the last set. Here we go. I'm going on. Yeah.
What was that about? You put your foot down. Did you miss the brakes?
No. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. There's nothing good about that. Anyway, the car's going really well, so look, we're going to be in the fight. I did 1 time lap and we still ended up 5th, but I was rather cranky with myself for doing that.
But you still got, what, 5th or 6th?
5th.
That's not bad.
So, look, as I said, the pace is good. That lap would have been, if I finished it based on the first 2 sectors, would have been comfortably quickest. So anyway, the pace is there. The car's not badly damaged. We'll be out there fighting the Savo.
How many times have I heard a race driver say, I was on for pole?
Well, no, I don't know if I would have ended up pole, but at the time, it would have, at the time, it would have been quickest if I finished it. So the point I'm making is the car's going good. The car was better than me today, that's for sure.
So we're hearing we're going to get 1 more lap after this one, and of course that'll be under caution, which means we'll finish behind the Lexus RCF safety car, which is a shame as we take a peek inside race control. And what a great job that all the organisers have done here over the last 19 years since we started in 1998 to put on such a great race meeting year in, year out. And unfortunately, we'll be finishing this one behind the safety car in about 3 minutes' time when they come back around.
It's Trent Young driving side by side. He's trying to get a sneaky win over the line under safety car, which obviously he wouldn't be able to keep. His name might pop up in first for a second if he overtakes Walsh over the...
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go down really well.
No.
What a great story Ben Walsh is returning to racing. He had a good 10-year hiatus. He had a really promising youthful career in open wheelers, had a really nasty crash. I think it might have even been in like Formula 3 or something like that at Fuji Speedway in Japan. Had a nasty one. Ripped his shoulder apart. It was horrible stuff. Spent 10 years out of the sport. Here he is in the Dr. Inc car. Made his return last season. Found his feet, found his form again. And then this year has just gone bang. Picked up a really strong pole position and race win at Phillip Island, and here he is again doing the double at the next round. So good work from Ben Walsh, the Queenslander, to return in such fine form.
Which shows, you know, talented guys don't forget how to drive, and although you get a bit rusty after 10 years not competing, he's well and truly blown the rust out now and is showing everyone in the Aussie racing cars field a clear pair of heels today.
So we can confirm as we take the safety car back past the crash scene at Turn 5 that both drivers are out of their car and okay, but have both gone to the medical centre for observation. So for Madison Dunstan,
good to see she's got out of the car and is okay, because it was taking her time getting out there for a
which is
while.
Not a bad idea, is it? If you have the wind knocked out of you, sometimes it's okay to just take your time.
Absolutely.
In taking yourself out of the car and back to the medical centre. It's all part of it. You can have some big crashes in karting too, so I'm sure that she'll bounce back from this one. There is the valley itself as you run through Turn 6 down to Turn 7. Remember, we've got a huge day planned here. We're not even really halfway through yet. A lot of racing yet to come, including the 120k race 12 for the Virgin Australia Supercars Carrera Cup. We've also got a Stadium Super Truck demo coming up shortly as well after lunchtime, where we'll have the dude, Paul Morris, and Toby Price, fresh off the back of winning the Fink Desert Race.
He is he not only winning the Fink Desert Race on the bike, he was second in the auto section, in the car section.
That's amazing. Won the trucks as well.
If you follow him on social media, he'd do his bike stint, jump in a plane, go back to the start, jump in the truck, or vice versa.
What a champion.
But he is a machine. What a champion.
Plenty to do for the kids here as well over there on the infield section, where all the trees and shade is, and this is about to be given the checkered flag. Unfortunately, we'll finish this one behind the safety car, but they've got another 3 races this weekend. So,
not the finish we wanted for that battle from 2nd through to 8th or 9th. It was intense. It was obviously keen to see how that was going to play out. But I'm sure we'll see that battle completed in the next race this afternoon.
All the championship contenders are right up there, running at the front and looking good. So a crash between Primer and Dunstan, both drivers back in the medical centre and okay. And Ben Walsh is punching the air because he has picked up the first race win in the Dr. Inc. entry. Trent Young pulls up alongside him to give him the big thumbs up. Duckworth will wrap up that one in 3rd spot. And Grant Ludby, who had the elbows out in that one, brings it home for 4th. Official results here. Walsh gets the win, 2 tenths up on Trent Young, but that does not do it justice because he had a giant lead until that safety car came out. Duckworth, the championship leader, continuing his good form. He's been on the podium at the 2 rounds that we've had so far this year. Blake Shibboleth rounding out our top 10 behind his teammate Craig Woods. Miles Bond fell back a few spots. Paul Morris only got the 1 spot in that race. You'd expect someone like the dude to be firing through him, so that shows you that that car may be a little bit down on power. And the rest firing through this long order. 37 cars took to the grid.